Welcome everyone to the part 4 of my cloud computing series, and today I'll be talking about Amazon S3. So in our last video I talked about virtualization, what it is, and I gave a few examples there of what virtualization is. I touched on servers where I spoke about Amazon EC2 in the last video, part 3. And in this video, I'd like to talk a bit more about the storage virtualization that is Amazon S3. True to form, Amazon's naming convention of this product, S3, similar to EC2, S3 is SSS, which is Simple Storage Service. And this is a dedicated storage service that is independent of any servers, any EC2 instances. And you can think of it like an online USB drive, but just in terms of the concept of it being an independent of any server. Because Amazon S3 is really, you can't compare with a USB drive other than in terms of that feature. The Simple Storage Service is a fully managed service where it keeps the backups automatically for you in the same region. It scales as required for the storage size and number of access requests, and it's accessible from anywhere at any time. So storage size, you can have files literally gigabytes in terms of size for an individual file, and that will be stored quite easily inside Amazon S3. So you have a variety of security access features to control and secure your storage, your files in the cloud, and also you can have as many different types of objects as you require, and you can store any size, as we mentioned earlier on. So just to show here, Amazon S3 they normally place your files in a bucket, and you can access it from anywhere using these kind of URL with the REST endpoint to download your file. More information, the Amazon website S3. And with that, we'll go over to a demo. Hi everyone. So in this demo, I'm going to show the usage of the Amazon S3, the Simple Storage Service, how to add a file, and also how to access the file. So here I'm on my AWS Management Console, and I'll go to S3 after clicking that menu. And this is the basic S3 interface, and the first thing we need to do is to create a bucket, and inside that bucket we'll add our data, and then we'll set the permissions to that data. So let's create a bucket, and I'll give it a simple name. The region comes by default to London based on my region, but let's choose a different region just for the sake of the demonstration. So I'm choosing Mumbai. I don't have any other buckets, so there's nothing to copy from. Click Next. And I think we'll just keep it simple here. You have the options of keeping all the versions in the same bucket, logging, adding tags, encryption. So at the moment, I'll just keep it simple, just for the purpose of the demo. But many options are there with all the relevant documentation for more information on those options. Click Next, and here it talks about granting access to users after the bucket is created. At the moment, the default is to block all public access. And then we grant permissions individually either we can not block all public access, but block it in a certain way. So again, for the purpose of this demo, I'll just keep it as having public access, and I confirm that as well. And so that will be very easy for us to show how we're accessing these files. And that's it. So now we've blocked all, but we've disabled any blocks. So there is public access to this particular bucket, and all these various options are disabled as well. And now we can create the bucket. And here we have in the objects can be public, and the bucket here is called Sharif, and if I go in there, we'll see that it's empty. So now I'll add a file to this bucket. We'll just upload a very simple file. We can drag a file into there or add it using the button here. So I'll add some file. I'll choose a very simple file here, a screenshot, and this is the file that comes in. This is a picture, 3.5 megabytes, but as you can see here, we can even load larger files as well. So we've selected that particular file, move to next, and now it tells you about the access for this particular file. At the moment, there's no other account that has access, and it says I do not grant public read access to this object. So we'll leave it at that for now, which means that even though the file is there, no one can access it. And it talks about what kind of storage we're using, and I'll put it as the lower level ones: long-lived, infrequently accessed, non-critical data. And go to the next, and there's a summary there, and we click upload. You can see down here it's being uploaded, and shortly we'll see the file pop up on the screen. And sure enough, there it is. So here we have our file, and interestingly here we now have a URL where we can access the file. And you see the naming convention. You have your bucket name, the name of the service instance, or the S3 service instance here, where it's being serviced from, and then you have the file name itself. So now if I then copy this, and then I'll create a new tab, and now I'll try and access it, and we get the message access denied. And why is that? Well, very simply, it's because on the permissions there is no public access. At the moment, everyone cannot read the object, have no permissions, have no write permissions. So to improve on that, I can click everyone. I can allow them to just read the object. Get a warning here saying that everyone's going to have access, but again, this is for the purpose of the demo. Save that. So now it says that everyone has public access and they can just read the object, which basically means they can download it. So then if I go to my other tab and then I refresh, and we get the image, which is the particular file. That's the picture. So just to show again, I'll remove this access, save, and go back to the URL and I refresh, and once again access denied. So you can see here how easy it is to set up a bucket or to store it, and then you have many options in terms of where to store the file, where is your bucket, what properties you have on the file, what permissions. You can see many different properties here on terms of the storage class, inscription, the tags. You have permissions as well, which is quite important. And all this again provided by Amazon S3. So effectively giving us a very easy way to store files online and a very easy interface to set it all up. I hope you enjoyed this demo, and we'll tune in again. I hope you tune in again for more tutorials and more videos on the cloud computing. Thank you. Bye.